Hi, my name is Jaweek. I'm a data viz designer, and today we're going to be talking about arrow maps. You can see here a couple of samplings on Google. Basically, with arrow maps, you have two things happening. One, an assignment of the direction, usually, Democrats versus Republicans or whatever. But also, you're assigning a length to each arrow. So not all arrows are going to be sized the same. You can kind of see some examples here. So I'm on Kaggle, and I chose this data set, which is looking at the unemployment rate per U.S. state over time from 1976 to 2022. It has data quantified by the states, which is something that we really want. And two, it's data over time. So with the arrow maps, we're comparing a value over time and seeing how it changed. I'm just going to download the data. I like working with CSVs and tabulated data. But if you want to do something more complicated like V's, you're probably gonna need to do some code. Before we can really do anything with our map, we need to know what the data looks like to see if we need to correct anything. I use Google Sheets. I'm sure other people have opinions about it, but whatever gets the job done. So I'll just import the data. Um, I'll just upload it. Just insert the new sheet. Now this is gonna take a while, because it was like what, almost a gig. So just be patient. How are y'all doing? So here we have the data, and it looks like we have some other stuff. A good example, Los Angeles County. Why is this its own tab? We don't want that. New York City. Why is this its own tab? Two separate entities for California for 1976. I should look at the documentation. I didn't read it, so that's probably step number one. Let's see what's going on here. Here we go. We have 12 entries, one for each month. Yikes. Okay, that's fine. Here you can see the month, and actually, what I'm going to do is to pin this. So you can just select the row, view, freeze, so that we can, scroll. Okay, so that makes sense. We have 12 entries per state for every year. Now, there are a few different ways we can handle this. I'm going to create a new tab. Uh, because this is just a simple example, I will select Alabama from 1994, the year I was born, actually. We'll go all the way up to one. Um, so Alabama, I guess we'll just do all 50 for unemployment thing and kind of see what happens there. So just copy and paste that. So here it is for here. Make this wrapped. Now I can kind of look at what the freak I'm looking at. Unemployment, I think, is just an easier thing to keep track of. Let's just do the end of the year, so January of 1994 as well. If this is December, or if this is January, let's just do December. I'm just so backwards. Okay, so 1994, we will go to December. And what we do want to do, since we won't need to copy the whole row, since all of this is already stored in this information, we just really want to copy the row that means the most to us. 1994. This was the data we're looking for, and what we're going to look and what we're going to be looking for is unemployment rate. So, go to 50 states, copy this, and there should be a simple matching of all the states. Perfect. Now, we don't really care about the rest of this information when it comes to our arrow map. We really just care about the location. And actually, let's just make this a little more clear. So, January unemployment rate, and this is going to be December unemployment rate. The year, we don't care since it's the same year. We really just care about three things when making the arrow map: the location, which is handled by the state, metric one, and metric two. Actually, we should probably figure out the difference, just in case that's easier to chart. In order to do that, if you don't know Excel, you can do formulas by equal, and it could just be C2 minus D2. That's what AI suggested. That's kind of what I need. So, and now if you have this for one, you can usually just drag it down to all the other 50 rows. And voila, we now have a metric for each of these. We do want to make sure that it does record negatives. Okay, so we do have one for Hawaii. Sorry, Hawaii. And the rest of the data looks pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway, we're just going to copy all this data and paste it into Datawrapper. The Datawrapper homepage. I'm not going to walk through the process of creating an account because that's just stupid. But everything I'm doing can be found on the Datawrapper blog. It just came out. So if you don't want to hear me talk, then this does a good job of showing what's going to happen. I'll go to my dashboard. I'm going to go to create new, this little drop down, and I'm going to click map. So here you can select a specific area that you want to load in for the basis of your arrow map. I live in the United States, and so I'm just going to choose the United States. Here's the continental. Here it is with Alaska and Hawaii. There are also different areas, like you can do a map that has every county. These are congressional locations. They really have it all. It's crazy. I do know also you can upload your own map. That might be a little too advanced for most of the people here, but if you do want to go down this path, you can get any topo JSON or GeoJSON files and get an area that's a little more local. This is where we look at the data. Now you can upload the CSV. I'm just gonna paste it because who cares. I believe you can just like click this. Here we go. So now we have metrics, which is warnings. I don't know why these are warnings. I think we just need the difference anyway, so it's fine. Um, okay, this is the match. I think we're gonna map, the December unemployment rate. Yeah, let's try to see if we can generate latitude and longitude. Because here we go. That would have been terrible if I had to do that myself. Yeah, freak that. No, okay, now we have the latitude and longitude, and now our error is gone. Thank God. Okay. Symbol size, this is going to be how large the arrow is. So let's just do difference. And then color. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I understand it now. Basically, when I left y'all, there was some indications showing that I would need to have a specific metric for the color. That is because it was assuming I would be making an area chart, like a symbol chart. That's what we had selected. But an arrow chart selection comes later, so we don't need to worry about that. Sorry if that's confusing. You'll appear on this page. If we do an arrow chart, we can kind of see like what we meant to do. So this is, I believe, the unemployment rate, and it's saying that most of it increased. Or actually, I should say it's most of it decreased because we're looking at the difference, right? So basically, we should change this to negative, right? So we have to make it D2 minus C2. And that would just kind of be a better indication of which unemployment rates went down as opposed to which were up. So here we're going to just kind of make that change. And this is all about data viz, just like looking at your data, charting it, realizing that there's a better way to tell the story, and redoing the whole process. So I'm going to repost the data. I think I might have to do the whole latitude and longitude thing again. I'm not sure. But yeah, I probably will. So we're just going to find coordinates. Here, I believe it should show what the unemployment coordinates is. We're going to create coordinates column, have that generated, and we're going to use the difference as our metric. Now we're going to just assume that it's look at the arrow. And this is a more accurate map showing that most of the unemployment rates went down. Now, Hawaii is the sole one over here. And you can kind of see there's a difference between how the unemployment rate went down. Here, we can just control how short and long we want our arrows to be. So let's do it a little longer. I also noticed we did include LA County. I forgot to delete those rows, but if you are working on state-by-state data, just delete that row. And from here, there's like a lot of different options you can do. So you can show the legend, you can hide the legend, you can decide the placement of like where this goes, if it's inside, if it's below the visualization. And you can also make the map zoomable, which is like really helpful if you think you will make this an interactive map as opposed to just like a screenshot you take in a PowerPoint. This probably doesn't need too much interactivity. Really, the whole message is the trend that unemployment rate decreased in most places in the United States in 1994 over the course of the year, and that's really cool. I'm just gonna create this graph just to round out the video. I'll just make a simple title. In 1994, most states had a decrease. You probably want to make that a little more clear. And you can do that actually by going back in your data and renaming this row. So if you go into data, I'll just change this from difference to difference in unemployment rate, January through December. And we can do 1994. Okay, so 1994. Now, the good thing about Datawrapper is usually when you kind of go back and forth with the process, all your other settings are saved. So you can include some things. So in this year of 1994, divest in food stamps because people have jobs now. While a big part of data storytelling is to make things look pretty, we need to do this to serve a higher goal, which is either to make money or to help people or to understand a problem. So always know what you're trying to solve and why, and how can data help. I don't think you can even invest in food stamps. That's a stupid thing, but this is kind of what it is. I don't know if divest is a word either. Source, blah, blah, Kaggle. Always good to link your data if you can. It just makes things easier to follow the trail after a while, but I don't have the link now, so whatever. And after you kind of decide that, you can just export your chart. Now, this is all depending on your needs. You can export it and publish it. Datawrapper allows you to publish something, and you can get a URL that you can access from a web page, embed it into your blog, embed it into your presentation, taking a screenshot if you want to be real cheap. You can also do a PNG download. You can just kind of set your settings there. There are really a lot of different options. Just like make the graph, use the data to tell the story, and kind of move from there, all right. Anyway, that was the video. It was like super quick, and obviously I didn't go through everything, but I don't think I need to hold your hand. Arrow maps are really useful if you have the right data set to really tell a story. So I would say if you're trying to do something like that, I would get Datawrapper. It's free, so you don't really gotta pay or invest too much into it. If you're a data viz professional, just think of it as like a Photoshop or an Illustrator type program. Hopefully this helped.